For weeks, MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell has been touting his so-called Cyber Symposium in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, claiming he would present data that would prove to the world China hacked the 2020 election and stole it from Donald Trump.
If you're correct, if you have that evidence...
No, just forget about the evidence. If I'm right that China took our country right now, do you care? Would that bother you? Would that bother you?
But you have to show the proof for it,
No,
right?
would that bother you?
Of course it would.
Okay, then why do you think I keep going? Do you think I like getting attacked?
We need to complete the building of this system so that these companies will back off. We know we can get them to back off because we did in the 2020 Georgia Senate runoff elections. We got them to stop all of their manipulations, including their partisan go vote reminders.
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here. On a recent episode of War Room with Steve Bannon, author and psychologist Robert Epstein asserted that voter fraud is not the issue when it comes to Republican losses. In the interview, Epstein talked about details of an initiative that would monitor technology companies and increase voter turnout.
It can be done. Monitoring is the key. Don't let them fool you, okay? Voter fraud is not the issue. They want you to think it is. They control your thinking. They don't want you looking at them. That's why they're getting you obsessed with voter fraud.
Dr. Epstein earned a PhD from Harvard University and was the editor-in-chief of Psychology Today. Some of his most popular writings have been in Reader's Digest, The Washington Post, and Good Housekeeping. When you listen to him speak, you can obviously tell that he is an extremely intelligent individual.
I agree with him on everything except for election fraud is huge. It's not, these are a combination of things. And Steve, we're at an apex in history where artificial intelligence, we need to have that regulated, and we need to get people in office that can regulate it. So you have to have elections instead of selections.
Mr. MyPillow Jackaloon, Mike Lindell, sees things differently. He claims that fraud is huge. If anyone knows anything about fraud, it is the old fraudster himself. Lindell jumped straight into a self-centered rant. When Mike Lindell said, "I agree with him on everything except," he went off the deep end. It's one of those, who are you going to believe type situations. Are you going to listen to the voice of reason? Would you believe the person that has an expert understanding of human behavior and the education to back it up? Or would you listen to a lumpy pillow salesman and a Jabba the Hutt looking moron with a talk show? A gambling type of individual would probably bet on the sure thing and go with the doctor. But keep in mind that this is similar to daytime trash TV. Slimy Steve Bannon is not known as a respected journalist. He's a shock jock that should have been locked up a long time ago. And who the hell is Mike Lindell to contradict a doctor? Lindell and Bannon are predators that go after the undereducated and the lonely. Bannon sings them a lullaby and Lindell supplies the pillows. Then they rip them off as soon as possible.
Mike Lindell, I know you've been up all night. Thank you for coming here. I want to make sure the 800-873-1062, when people call that number with promo code War Room, they know what to look for ordering. Walk us through it, sir.
Go to mypillow.com, go to War Room, the Square War Room there, and get all the War Room Posse specials like the towels. We're running them. That you have $30 or $29.98 on the towels there. Save 50% off.
Bannon and Lindell are targeting the Trump base, the people that relate to Donald on a third grade level, the people who live in squalor but manage to send money to a guy that sits on a golden toilet and flies around on a private plane. These are not the brightest people. Mike Lindell is not the definition of success. He was successful at one point, having his product in stores all across America. He made a fortune but squandered it all away because he swore allegiance to an even greater con man. Karma came back around and bit Mike Lindell in the pocketbook.
There's a $5 million prize for anybody that can prove the election data that I have from the 2020 election is false.
He puts this challenge out there. He says that it would have to be arbitrated, and you take it all the way to the finish line. What's your reaction today when you find out you've been awarded $5 million from Mike Lindell?
I think it was relief, not because I doubted my own findings. In fact, I never expected to be able to show that it was bogus data, because normally data analysis could take weeks or months, and I had 3 days. But the data was so obviously fake that I spent a few hours before I could show it was fake. And more than the money, I really wanted the people, the public, to know what was going on.
He claims to have lost everything, but he still has a long way to go. His MyPillow meltdown should only be the start. This clown is a long way from being homeless. He still enjoys a lifestyle that will be considered lavish to the person on food assistance. Steve Bannon stole money from Donald Trump's Build the Wall Foundation and has yet to face justice in his own legal problems. This is the same guy who claims to have been washing his hair on January 6th for hours. He is a liar and a con artist. So when these two team up together, there's no shortage of stupidity. Anybody who still supports Mike Lindell or Steve Bannon are either stupid, racist, or insane. They are carnival barkers that are trying to take your money. Both of these clowns deserve every negative thing that they bring upon themselves. How anyone could fall for their nonsense is dumbfounding. Mike Lindell isn't qualified to debate anyone. He thinks he's an expert in things that he knows nothing about. Bannon is just a shyster that is a mouthpiece for Donald Trump. Don't believe their lies. They don't care about you, they just want your money. And that is an absolute fact. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.